Chief Okonkwo sat in his big shop, counting his money. Bags of rice, barrels of palm oil, and sacks of yam filled every corner. He felt powerful. Then the elders from the Nwaboy Guild entered. One of them, an old man with a walking stick, stepped forward. "Chief Okonkwo," he said, "Ikenna has served you well. Settle him, as you promised." Chief Okonkwo laughed. "Settle him? After eating my food and sleeping under my roof? That is his payment." The elders shook their heads. "A promise must be kept." "Ikenna is nothing!" Okonkwo shouted. "Who will force me to pay him?" The elders left in silence. That night, as Okonkwo sat counting his cowries, a cold wind blew through his shop. The lamps flickered, the doors rattled. He frowned. "Who is there?" Then, something strange happened. Sacks of yam rolled out of the shop on their own. Barrels of palm oil tipped over, spilling red liquid across the floor. His money bag shook, then burst open. Cowries flew into the air and vanished. Okonkwo jumped up. "No, no, this is not possible!" But by morning, his shop was empty. Every single thing was gone. He fell to his knees and held his head. "What have I done?" News spread like wildfire. "Chief Okonkwo has lost everything," women whispered at the market. "The spirits have taken his wealth," the palm wine tapper told his friends. Ashamed and afraid, Okonkwo ran to the shrine of Amadioha, the thunder god. He knelt before the priest. "Great One, help me! My goods have vanished. My money is gone. What do I do?" The priest shook his head. "You cheated an apprentice. The spirits are angry." Okonkwo's hands trembled. "How do I make things right?" The priest sighed. "Every month, you must bathe in the river deep inside the thick forest. Only then will the spirits consider your repentance." Okonkwo's eyes widened. The thick forest was dark and full of wild animals. Many never returned. But he had no choice. He swallowed hard and nodded. "I will do it." The priest looked at him and warned, "Even the river will know if your heart is not truly sorry." Chief Okonkwo, once a man of great wealth, now walked alone into the deep forest. He carried a small calabash of water, just as the priest had told him. The path was thick with bushes. Strange sounds filled the air, hooting owls, rustling leaves, distant cries. His heart pounded, but he forced himself to move forward. After what felt like hours, he reached the river. The water was dark and still. A cold wind blew across the surface. Okonkwo knelt, his hands shaking. He poured the water over his head. "Let the spirits forgive me," he whispered. But the forest did not answer. The river did not move. The air remained heavy. He waited. Nothing happened. With a heavy sigh, he picked up his empty calabash and walked back to the village. But when he returned, his troubles did not end. His shop remained empty. His new goods spoiled before they could be sold. Villagers avoided him, whispering behind his back. "The spirits have not forgiven him," they said. And so, month after month, Okonkwo made the long journey into the forest. Each time he poured the water. Each time he begged. Each time he returned to the same misfortune. It was as if unseen hands still worked against him. While Okonkwo suffered, Osondu's life was different. He was no longer just a trader. He had grown bigger, stronger in business. One day, as he sat in his office, his workers came running. "Master, the new machines have arrived," one of them said. Osondu smiled. He had built a factory. Not just any factory, but one that made the best car lubricants in Igbo land. His oil was in high demand. Traders from far and wide came to buy from him. His name spread beyond his village. Even chiefs and rich men knew of him. Yet, despite all his success, Osondu never forgot where he came from. He still remembered the nights he slept on the cold shop floor. He remembered the hunger. the suffering. And so, he made a promise to himself. "I will not let any apprentice suffer like I did," he said. And with that, he began something even greater. Osondu sat in a large hall, surrounded by young boys. Their eyes were wide with hope. He stood up and raised his voice. "No master should cheat an apprentice. If you serve well, you deserve your freedom. You deserve your settlement." The boys nodded. Some of them had been working for years without pay. One of them, a thin boy named Chidi, stepped forward. His voice shook. "Master Osondu, my time is up. 7 years have passed, but my master refuses to settle me." Osondu's face hardened. He placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Do not worry, my son. The Nwaboy Guild will handle this." That evening, Osondu and the guild elders visited Chidi's master. The man, a rich trader, sat on a wooden stool, chewing kola nut. Osondu spoke calmly. "You know the rules. Settle your apprentice or face the spirits." The trader laughed. "You think you can force me?" Osondu did not argue. He simply turned to the elders and said, "The spirits are watching." That night, something strange happened. The trader woke up to find his warehouse empty. His yams had vanished. His palm oil spilled on the ground. His money? Gone. By morning, he ran to Osondu's house, sweating. "Please forgive me, I will settle the boy." And from that day, no trader dared to cheat an apprentice again. One evening, as Osondu sat in his office, a knock came at the door. "Come in," he said. The door opened slowly. An old man stepped inside. His clothes were worn, his face tired. Osondu's eyes narrowed. It was Chief Okonkwo. The once proud man bowed his head. His voice was low. "Osondu, I have wronged Ikenna. I have wronged many." Osondu leaned back in his chair. "And why are you here?" "I have lost everything," Okonkwo admitted. "My business is gone. No one will buy from me." Osondu said nothing. He simply watched the man, who had once been so powerful, now standing before him like a beggar. Okonkwo swallowed hard. "I came to ask if I can be a distributor for your lubricants." Osondu raised an eyebrow. "You? A distributor for me?" The room fell silent. The man who once refused to settle his apprentice now wanted to work under him. Osondu tapped his fingers on the table. "You expect me to trust you?" Okonkwo's hands trembled. "Please, give me a chance." Osondu took a deep breath. Then he said, "Let me think about it. Would he help the man who once cheated others, or would he turn him away? The answer would change everything." The news spread quickly. The villagers gathered in front of Osondu's factory, whispering among themselves. "Chief Okonkwo, the great trader, is now begging Osondu for work?" one man said. "Who would have believed it?" another woman added. Inside Osondu's office, Okonkwo stood with his head low, waiting for an answer. Osondu leaned back in his chair. He tapped the table slowly. "You cheated your apprentices. You refused to settle Ikenna, and now you want me to trust you?" Okonkwo swallowed hard. "I have learned my lesson. I am not the man I used to be. Please, give me a chance." Osondu remained silent for a long time. The room was tense. The villagers outside stretched their necks, eager to hear what he would say. Finally, Osondu took a deep breath and said, "All right, I will give you a chance. But this time, you must be honest." A loud murmur spread through the crowd outside. Some shook their heads in disbelief. Others smiled, knowing Osondu had a good heart. Chief Okonkwo looked up, surprised. "You will?" Osondu nodded. "Yes, but if you cheat even one person, the spirits will deal with you, and I will not stop them." Okonkwo quickly nodded. "I will not disappoint you." Osondu stood up and stretched out his hand. Then we have a deal." Okonkwo took his hand and shook it firmly. For the first time, Osondu was the one giving orders. The power had changed hands. Days passed. Chief Okonkwo was now one of Osondu's biggest distributors. But things were different. The once proud trader, who used to walk with his chest high, now showed great respect. Whenever he entered Osondu's office, he bowed slightly. "Good morning, Master Osondu," he would say with a humble voice. The workers in the factory watched in surprise. They whispered among themselves. "Can you believe it?" one said. "Chief Okonkwo now calls Osondu Master." Osondu noticed it too. One afternoon as Okonkwo entered his office, he said, "You never used to respect anyone. Why the change?" Okonkwo smiled sadly. "Life has taught me a lesson. I once thought money made me powerful, but I was wrong. It is honesty and kindness that truly make a man great." Osondu nodded. "That is true. Greed will always bring a man down, but fairness will lift him up." Okonkwo lowered his head. "I wish I had known that earlier." Osondu looked at him for a moment, then said, "It is never too late to do the right thing." From that day, Chief Okonkwo remained honest in his dealings. And Osondu? He continued to grow, not just in wealth, but in wisdom and honor. For many years, traders remembered what happened to Chief Okonkwo and Ukadike. Most of them learned their lesson. They settled their apprentices honestly, afraid of the spirits. But some traders were still greedy. One day, a rich trader named Mazi Dike refused to settle his apprentice, Chijioke. "Go away!" Mazi Dike shouted at the boy. "You think I will give you money? I made you, and you will leave with nothing." Chijioke's heart was heavy. He had worked for 7 years, but now his master had cheated him. He went to the Nwaboi Guild for help. When Osondu and the elders heard his story, they sent for Mazi Dike. "You must settle Chijioke," the elders said. Mazi Dike laughed. "I'm not afraid of your guild. The spirits have forgotten. They will do nothing to me." Osondu's eyes darkened. The spirits never forget. That night, something strange happened. Mazi Dike's store was full of goods, bags of rice, kegs of palm oil, and bales of cloth. He locked the doors tightly and went home, still laughing at the Nwaboi Guild. But when he returned the next morning, his store was empty. Not a single bag of rice was left, not even a drop of palm oil. It was just like what happened to Okonkwo and Ukadike. Mazi Dike fell to the ground, shaking. "No, this is not possible," he cried. The spirits had spoken again. The next day, Osondu gathered all the apprentices and elders of the guild in the village square. People came from far and wide to listen. He stood before them and raised his voice. "Let this be a lesson to everyone," he said. "No man becomes rich by cheating another. If you treat your apprentice well, your name will live forever. But if you cheat him, the spirits will take what you love most." The crowd murmured in agreement. The elders nodded. Even the traders who had once been greedy lowered their heads in shame. From that day, everything changed. No trader dared to cheat his apprentice again. They settled them honestly, knowing that the spirits were watching. And the name of Osondu, the once poor apprentice who became a great man, was remembered for generations.